Yanko's take on it as well.
Me too.
There's so much on the line here. There's just no doubt. 00Nation going to be on the T side, Imperial starting on the CT side, and it is a straight rush. One single defender,
He's
Alex.
alone, bro, and he's eating flashbang, safe for the second, but mollied out. That's naughty. So is the headshot. Gross from Vinny. The one-man army has defended at least to repel the initial defense. That's a lot of damage. Locked off by the smoke. This util is hot from 00Nation. They've got themselves the post plant, and now it's time for the retake.
Yes, it is. Nice sneak up. It's FNX to take down Taco. They're trying to come for the smoke, but it's too early. Double kill for Try, and the dualies on the other side not finding the kill. Cold Zero gonna get run down by FNX. Dumau might be the hero here. 1 versus 2, but Vinny finds an angle, and there should be enough time. They're right on that bomb. What an explosive round to start with.
Bro, it felt like 00Nation came in hot with that. That's such a clear page out of the pistol round strat book. Yuta was great, but Vinny, admittedly, cheeky on this one, right? I mean, that could have been and should have been a 5v5 post plan. That might have been the difference maker. You saw how close they were. A lot of damage on Vinny. 6 HP, he gets away with that. So Imperial have been given a gift, and it does look, despite the bomb plant, wait, I don't want to speak too early. Despite the bomb plant, they are just going to keep it conservative.
Yeah, keeping it cool a little while longer. It's been popular, you're right, though, to buy everything in the second round when you get that bomb plant. So we'll see. Maybe they could do some damage in this one. And definitely on the Imperial side. 3 from us and 1 M4 suggests they were probably expecting a buy here, too.
Yeah, and it will mean that there's a very distinct advantage into round 3. This one should be a gimme. Dream scenario, we get a couple of kills. We force some rebuys on some Fami.
Yeah, that would be excellent. But already running into the classic ancient problem is you're getting smoked up in the doorway. And that just happens so much. Curious to see if there's going to be a solution on the 00Nation side, because a lot of teams have never found a solution to it yet. So we'll see how that goes. Fur handling things just fine in the middle with the MP9. So it's on Latto and Cold Zero here, and no damage yet to the Imperial economy. So this is a lot to get away with here if they can get these FAMAS kills and just keep going.
I will immediately, at the start of this series, outline a win condition for Imperial. I cast their game earlier. Fur Monster. First map against Order, he was absent. Completely, just not present in the server, and then we go into map 2, and he's there. He's clutching up, he's hitting some mad 4Ks. We go to Nuke, he's single-handedly, like kind of reminiscent of a Rain Yard performance, you know, over in Antwerp. He was just dominating, so keep your eyes on Fur. And of course, the only SMG gets 3 kills. The only SMG of all those rifles, and he's farming up some cash. So keep your eyes on him, but it is time to see those guns equipped.
Yeah, they should have a bit of an advantage in the guns, maybe not in the utility though. And that again, it feels like so much of what it's like to play the T side here comes down to it. So we'll see if they have something special. A couple of players throughout the world so far seem to have some heavy hitters that go towards the middle of the map on the T side and on the CT side, and they're really good at taking fights there. And that's a huge way to get rounds early on. If you can swing in there with the AK and knock out any CTs that are defending, that's going to be something to look for. They actually make their way past Cold through the first challenge at the very least, and Dumau nearly catching it, but immediate return.
That's a lot of info. 2 on A, they say. Likely 1 mid. There's only 2 currently defending B, so with this 3-man lead, Cold Zero at the front of the pack. You can see Vinny already spamming boards. He expects to see a lion's share of the T's starting to congregate towards that lane. Bomb there as well, but the float and the rotate has come through. Fallen abandons his post and sets up to support for this ramp take. A 3-2 split.
Flashbang is already drawn. He's got it in hand. He's just waiting for the cue. He wants to pop it in and have them maybe try and go on it. So, I don't know. This is really difficult to do, though. I think their warning signal for that B defense is going to be almost very, very limited. Cole will spot out 1 there, but not able to get the shot. So surviving the first danger, that's what I was worried about. If they lose 1 there, yeah, Fallen can pop in the flashbang, but what does it really matter?
This is nice. Taco, through use of that late mid-red smoke, has actually facilitated the rotate to have all of their numbers in the right place. Taco does have to do some housekeeping, but that smoke in mid does sow seeds of doubt. You can see Fulham considering a float to support bolts here, and this is what he needed. Taco now can completely pull the rotate. No answers on A, no answers in mid, and barrage of util onto B.
They're still sticking with the speed defense, though. They have a lot of people here. Time running low on top of everything else. I don't think they can run back to A. They have to commit to this one, unfortunately. 17 seconds on the clock, and all 4 members of the Imperial squad are at this bomb site. latto opening up, though. The spray is in for a try. In the corner, it's Vinny hiding all along in that corner, and they're going to get the kill. Spinning around, latto! He wins the round. Time had run out. They could not win it with the bomb plant, and they're going to be able to get the round regardless. Just not ready for it. They thought they needed to take that fight, and I don't think they did. Oh, it's heartbreaking.
Yo, this is flustered. Flustered from Fallen. And there you have one back. Look at the time throughout that whole thing. Dude, they have no ground. They're in cave and ramp at 10 seconds. That is nuts. And 00Nation have been given a gift, and now they can throw the crushing blow.
Crazy. It says something about the defense too. I mean, obviously the weapons and the utility, but they had 4 people at the bomb site and they were not able to to stop it. Still, they got on there. Taco, nice nade and AK combination, and 3 Ts out here. But no, right? Fur will get the kills, wallbang to take down Tribe. So 4 versus 4, and a lot of damage onto both latto and Taco at this point.
Yeah, they still have presence across the map, slowing things down. coldzera already establishing firm grasp of ramp, admittedly staring at a smoke for now. How many more of those? Only a single smoke remaining. So there is an advantage 00Nation still. latto throwing out one of his many. Cold doesn't have to rush this. Yet to see him frag. coldzera going to be a crucial component if we want to see a competitive game here. Safe from the flash, that was his chance, doesn't go for it. Fur jiggling with his former teammate, Cold beheads him, 15 HP, taken from the grave by the flame of Fur, and into that 3-on-3. Battered, bruised, time aplenty. Vinny responsible for the entirety of this B site.
And the problem is they don't have a kit again, Alex, so retaking is going to be very, very difficult. They really need to hold this down before the bomb goes, and Vinny, he's just looking so many plays. He's not even sure about the middle half of the time. Goes for the swing, but Taco is there. What an angle to take. He almost didn't expose himself at all, so it will be a bomb plant and a tricky retake coming in potentially here for Imperial.
I'm not sure if I'm in love with dumau's position here. They might just have to take contact and swing together. Fallen crawling, looking for answers. Does have a smoke, but no kit. Time is of the essence in this domestic bout. No info. Hiding in plain sight. Look, they have no idea. Back is turned. It's all onto dumau now. He's not ready. Does have info and knows where Fur is now. Taking shots. Both exchange down to half. And dumau comes up clutch. First latto, now dumau. And we go 2-2.
It's so unfortunate. They put up that smoke. That's a CT smoke that's put down for the defuse, not knowing that there's a player in the corner, and that smoke helps out dumau a lot because otherwise he's stuck in the angle, but it creates a lot of space for him to play around. You see, he's so happy. He's like, all right, now I can suddenly move out there without being in the open. So huge difference. Well done. Another close round that goes the way of 00Nation.
So help me out there, Durs. Do we credit this 2-round haul to, you know, clutches or unforced errors out of Imperial, pushing when there's 4 seconds left and not clearing your corners? We are into the anti-eco, and dumau's handled business. So you should see that 3rd round as a guarantee. It is just Fur and even hunted down by a MAC-10. Cheeky to be pulling a MAC-10 out just to farm some extra cash.
Yeah, if you can get away with it. It's a good question. I'm not sure. I feel like when the rounds are this close, it's almost, I wouldn't even say it's a mistake necessarily, but you know, the risk of fighting that much and saving. We just saw in the last game how far big could go on saving, you know, 2 or 3 guns in a bunch of rounds. There's none of that here, right? They're emptying everything into these early rounds, and it is costing them a lot. It's also keeping, say, Fallen off the AWP when you play like this. They're not really giving that space just yet, so 6th round is coming up, and we're back to all M4s. By the way, all M4A1s.
Yeah, that's an interesting observation. It does seem like it is shifting.
I feel that way. At least on some teams.
That's a very rare frag to see. Vinny just throws half a magazine into the smoke at the door, and Fur's added another to the tally. Where's that? Taco through his mid-progress has been caught by Fur, and he's taken liberties there. It's courtesy of Vinny holding this control. Smoke now enables, facilitates latto to take this space back, but he's in a horrible, awkward crossfire. I would argue this might be slightly recoverable. Despite the 2-man discrepancy, this duel is everything.
Ouch. Fur will take him down, though. Really important. Having, I feel like, a strong Jaguar player right now is just everything on this map. The ability to juggle, like you just pointed out, spinning around in the middle to take down Taco, and then back on the other side, and trusting the other arm of that defense that comes in from the B bomb side. If you can have good synergy between those two players, you have, I mean, 50% of the map pretty much locked down.
It feels like it is a dance, isn't it? And dumau starting his dance. He's put his shoes on, but I'm not going to give it too much credit. There it is. Okay, tied all up at 3 apiece. But yeah, I do think it's a delicate dance. Like sometimes, as we're seeing right now, Imperial are getting away with these aggressive smokes and they're holding this territory. Vinny admittedly gets this through virtue of a jumping coldzera. I don't even know if you're...
Day one is a boost, I think.
Yeah, you're ever going to see that one again. But this smoke that they're getting away with, it's very nice, very suppressing. But in contrast, you'll also see jiggle smoke defense. You know, that guy's just sitting there, someone wants to kind of train B ramp, just jiggle smoke defense, and that's a more passive approach. So this is still a threatening buy. 00Nation throwing out some early util. You can see that Infinity Molly immediately pops the smoke on Donut. coldzera blind as a bat. And a different look now. And it seems already, Imperial have got their finger on the pulse. They got answers at B quickly. And they're going to be in the right place to receive this new approach from the T's.
Yeah, curious as well, because it's been all the B bomb sites so far. There's Fur again, just stealing a kill. And that's a lot of damage on the try. He nearly got the double. Second one with the wall bang. You mentioned it earlier, 2 people on the A bomb side. That's a bit rare, and it's something that I'm sure they must have noticed on the 00Nation side. So maybe that's what they wanted to test and see if they could, you know, guess how many people here, find out in the middle, you know, what is the defense like as a default. And it seems like it still is going to be a lot, almost 3 at the A bomb side at the start of the round, even in spite of a lot of these rounds ending in the B bomb side. They're sticking to it on the Imperial side and not switching it out too much.
It was a lovely flash, but the burn actually takes FNX down.
This is very interesting, isn't it? Bomb's still quite far back, about 45 seconds, and the bolts, no real utility, but he just has to stay alive. He doesn't actually have to fight to the death here.
This works in the 00Nation comeback story dialogue. Admittedly 30 seconds, but they haven't got answers B. They're still smoked off at ramp by their own volition, and now bolts, one of the only players here on the ace site. That's a bit of a flub from dumau. Need a trade. Colt brings it in. Still legs to this. Need to see a plan and a clutch out of try. Fallen still worried about middle. The bomb will go down uncontested, but this is going to be hard to hold on to.
Surely, yes. No help at all. Try. Nice headshot. Swings into Fallen, who was holding it for that very purpose. And now maybe a little bit more scary. They need to try and escape the main thrust of this. Vinny going to be catching tries. He's making his way out to a donut, and now it's on coldzera. 3 kills so far on him. 1 versus 3 in this one, or even it was 2 now. And he's just in the corner hiding. Vinny might be walking right into it, but he crouches under the shot, has enough health to stay through that one. And it'll be another round for Imperial, and they needed this one really badly. They were about to get wiped out again. If you look at the money in that side, they just didn't have it. Last second defuse as well.
Bro, I was starting to think we were about to have 3 00Nation clutches for their 4 rounds. I mean, that would have been crazy. They really got close. Considering a 3v5, turning it around, and this... Oh, Vinny just gets his crosshair in the right place. You can see cool, calm, and he does collect. That's now a lead on this CT side. But already, legs to 00Nation's T side. Some teams can get really lost here on the attack of Ancient, but it seems they've got ideas, they've got variations. It's nice to watch already. You can see a lot of the God-sent legwork is being carried over. Miss Molly. latto has control of Cave, and it is Volts' responsibility this time. He's not quite as sharp as Fur. Gets it across the line, and Fur has dealt damage as well. 1 and done. dumau into the site. util dumping and not willing to commit with that bomb plant. He'd rather take space. And that's a priority right now. The smoke is perfect. You couldn't ask for more.
Still a double HE left on that 00Nation side, but if you peek too far forward, Fallen finally has that AWP up and running. Deep Molotov here to put some pressure on, and now they can't really slow them down that easily. Flashbang will buy a couple of seconds, but that's pretty much it.
I thought he was going to go for a cross there instead. dumau kind of playing a 1v3, letting try bait. That's not bad. He gets 1 of the 3, and a 1v2 goes 2v0. Fallen posted up and patient. And so Imperial extend their lead. It's always threatening hit from the T's, though.
Yeah, and, you know, just as to compare to some of the earlier rounds that we saw where there was a lot more speed behind the retake on the Imperial side, and it cost them a couple of rounds, this one, a little bit more of a, you know, deep breath type situation, taking it a bit slowly, and it works out for them, and especially with Fallen holding that AWP. That's got to be great news. But I think it's real important to notice that one failed Molotov created a world of chaos in that, both in middle, there's a really good chance, I think, that Bolts would have missed that spray on the player that was coming. I think it was Latto taking the fight with him. That could have definitely, he was a very ugly spray. That could have absolutely gone wrong. So a lot goes wrong when you don't get that Molotov down, and they can't have that. Taco's out in the middle, charging through. I don't know if they've seen him. They're bumping into each other inside of the smoke. Alex going an absolute mad round. They're going to find the shot eventually.
Another cool idea. Another cool idea. Admittedly, it is flattened by Fallen and Co. Oh, you'd have loved to see 3 in a row. Okay, Fallen, you're ruining it now, man.
He's trying.
Come on. dumau has actually gotten away with one. A little bit of cheeky murder. He'd love to scoop up that weapon and waste some more time, but it's not to be. And so up to 6. But again, another, I mean, the fact that that flash was long enough to get him into the smoke on Donut, you could see how that, and Fur was flashed for a while, right? I think Fur accidentally blocked Taco from getting the kill.
And think about the other 4 players in that attack on the A-bomb side. They're just with their fingers crossed in the hallway, hoping that Taco wins the fight, because if he does, all the attention is gone and they can go for it. Yeah,
and Fallen finds himself going wide. He's on big box. He's looking the wrong way. We can live in that universe if we'd like. Oh, I'm not going to start talking about different universes with you, Anders. we're only 9 rounds in.
Dangerous route to go down.
That smoke's out, and they've found a way in. No contest now. Fallen is firing off orb shots from long side, and that's a big jewel to take. Latto, so early, kicks open the door, evades the flame, and lives on. That advantage maintained, but maybe not for long. Try versus Fur. Ooh, AK Supreme over the M4. Both catching a bullet to the dome. One more lethal than the other, and now an advantage for 0-0 to close this gap.
Yeah, and they're slowing. I love this slowdown here. This is Brazilian Counter-Strike. They play with a high pace a lot of the time, but this is important to be able to do. You have over a minute. You're playing in a 5 versus 3. You should be winning this round, so you need to wait and allow for Imperial to show them what they have, where are they on the map, and maybe even make a mistake if you can. Bolt's thinking about it. Walsh bang shot there and would maybe change the round a little bit. And checking out this dumau, doing the research. They have time to run back. They could do it. Got to be careful when they go back through middle, obviously. They don't know if anyone's actually going to be there, but yeah, we can tell they have a pretty good entry. By the way, the 9 health there on try, that is why you want to do just a bit of chip damage with nades early on. It makes all the difference in the world.
Yeah, it's a great demonstration of why we talk about those nades being successful when they've just done a smattering of 10 damage apiece.
Well, we all love the nuclear grenades that, you know, do 150 damage across 4 players, but you don't actually need that.
I mean, Cold caught Vinny's and he's 52. You know, that's the power of a nade right on the nose. But they've managed to walk into the wide open A site. So yeah, I mean, you know, our tone dictates it, but this one I would assume is done.
Yeah, and leaving Cold over on the other side, which is even more lethal, right? So he can maybe catch them if they try to escape and save this way, but if they wanted to go for the retake, let's say that Imperial really had tried to post up for an A retake, well then Cold's position is still good. Doesn't get anything out of it, so, but still, this is good. For a T side so far, I'd say they're doing a lot of good work, and they're starting to claim a little bit of this territory outside of the B-bomb site, and having somebody like Latto running into the site to open up with, it's such a gift. And until I saw Brazilian teams play this map, this is my big worry, is that was going to be impossible. It felt like it was impossible. I'm pretty sure Godsend was one of the first ones I saw really charge in there and open it up like that, and it's still possible, so but it's a huge weapon to have on the T side.
Yeah, I mean, once you've demonstrated that, you either invest all those resources, as they did in the opening few rounds, you know, from the CT side. We've seen how you can spam smokes, Molotovs, and spray, and kind of suppress and contest for that with good spawns. You have to have the best spawn, the best player with the, player with the best spawn throw that smoke if you want to try and have any chance of beating the T to that territory. But heading into round 11, I'm really a little worried for Imperial. I know that sounds weird to say, but with 4 rounds already on the T side, I think 00Nation are looking threatening. Taco, tasked with middle, that's a lot to do. He's got 2 bodies on his screen, that's info, but it is an advantage for Imperial.
The timing is great for Taco, but he just could not find the shot. Bolt surviving only barely. dumau, as Janko was pointing out, maybe one of the next up-and-coming stars in the Brazilian scene, and he is at 11 kills right here, trying to see if he could do it for his team, opening up the middle. That's the low-health player, and Bolt's going down, and that cracks open the middle. The whole map is split right now.
Yeah, and his smoke does that too. Look, he's actually jumped through it as well. He's keeping him guessing. That flash and smoke combination has got Vinny really got his feckles up. He is nervous. And FNX is staring at a smoke as well. They really have no answers right now. Imperial from a man advantage. 5v4 goes 4-on-4 and doubt sown.
Yeah.
They're in CT spawn anders and they still don't have answers. Fergo's looking and he's got nothing to report. Nothing. He's trying to clear it.
Yeah, it feels like a lose-lose. If you stand still, Dan, we're going to criticize that. And if you move out, you might get caught and you're going to lose. And we're going to say, well, they got caught right there. Oh, wall back down. Fer. He's very, very low. And that is super scary. Still under 40 seconds. The bomb is quite far back. They should start to make up their minds soon.
Yeah, and actually, the potency of dumau's mid-presence falling and fading, despite not having an absolute answer. They've gambled, and they've gambled correctly.
20 seconds. They're running out of time now. This is really scary. A fourth player is not that far away. Fallen get here with the AWP. Fer low from the wall bang. The turnaround spray to the smoke, and he nearly gets him. Really very low. And that's the last bullet. It's a fadeaway shot to take down FNX. I don't even think Try meant to do that. And Fallen, nothing to do with cover the round. And I think you were right to be worried earlier. This is a heavy hit to the Imperial economy.
Yeah, and a very heavy hit to that second half. Imperial are going to really have to be pulling up their socks and tightening their laces if they want to be coming in hot. If 0-0 can find 70 rounds, I mean, I'm not even going to go further than that, but it certainly looks like it's got legs. That is 2 rounds of their 5-round haul that they've converted with less than 20 seconds before the execute.
Yeah. And here's something else to think about. In that 4-on-4 at the end, they actually had 3 people at the bomb site, but part of the problem for Imperial is because of the meta of throwing so many nades to defend outside of B, if you ever get pushed back this far, you can't really hold it, even if you have so many people there, and you can't go for retakes easily either. So it costs you something. It's just that most of the time it'll win you the round before you even get there. But if you don't, then this could be the other side of the coin, so to speak.
How long ago was 2016? 2017? How's your match?
Not
4,
a match first.
5, 6.
Sounds like
6 or 7 years? No, wait, I embarrassed myself there.
It's fine.
I shouldn't have tried that. I promised myself I wouldn't do maths on air. But anyway, 2016 was a while ago. That's how I normally say it.
There we go.
Wasn't it? And that was when these two teams, as a collaboration of 5, of course, we did see Phelps in for 1 year. But they are one of the few to go back-to-back in Cologne. Never mind 1 Cologne trophy, already a quite exclusive club, but to have 2, I mean, that marked the Brazilian era. I remember standing at the analyst desk and saying, the Brazilians have taken control of Counter-Strike. And well, many years on, roll on, spin on, new teams, new jerseys, and new players they likely inspired in their ranks. We've got dumau, we've got Try, we have Latto, and 00Nation taking on their former teammates. Of course, Taco and Coldzera at the front of the pack. It's Try as well. The teenager fancies his shot. Luck, and FNX has done damage. Not how that sentence was supposed to end, and not perhaps how this round was forecast to end for Imperial. Do you really want to go for this?
No, I don't think so. You don't have the money for it, and there's still rounds to be played. I very seriously doubt this. Molotovs everywhere, a sea of fire in the CT spawn, and they're going to be backing out now. You can see that early transfer for FNX. It is a classic, especially with the M4A1, and that is upsetting. Wow, another round, tied up 6-6, and I like that, first of all, the change of pace, and we've seen a couple of, I think this is the third one, I think, where they've sort of moved towards the A bomb side, thinking about it, because when you put most of the emphasis on B, that you're trying to condition them to shift the defense, and this time they actually did it. FNX was alone. Every other time they've had 2 donut or A and maybe 1 middle. This is one of the few rounds, so in terms of the calling, it's a dead-on hit to the A bomb side. Absolutely well done. Yeah, high fives, fist bumps all around. Gotta say, I mean, I think you're absolutely right in terms of inspiring the new generation of Brazilian players. Yeah, this is some of these players are the core original stars that did that. There's no doubt, and that has been working really interesting for Brazil too.
I even think, you know, it is a little bit more detached. But Vinny, I mean, yes, he came up later, but when he's now finds himself listening to Fallen's calls and obeying the professor, I mean, that must be quite the feeling for him as well, albeit for a while now. Battle for mid control wages on. Fer to be tested potentially by Cold, his former comrade. And that's 2-man mid setup. You were talking about it. 1 donut, 1 mid. They are exactly there today. And it's Taco who may be trying his luck. I don't know if he's really willing to commit. More so just keep them planted and pull out util. There's another smoke pulled out. FNX deploys his. Nade to the nozzle. Taco down to 68. But strong default at the moment for 00Nation. We are all tied up. 3 consecutive via bomb plants, no less. from 00Nation.
Still some time on the clock here, about a minute. Bomb leaned over to the A bomb side. Doesn't really mean anything yet, but it could be another attempt to try and sell this early on. It's got all the same features of the same B attacks that they did earlier, clearing out everything and all the rest of it. So question is, can they switch it into an A attack late enough while keeping 3 people at the B bomb side?
Yeah, I mean, I always kind of draw, perhaps wrongfully, comparisons to Inferno Banana info. Right now, these CTs don't have it. They haven't retaken Banana. They don't have information. They're just smoking the mouth of CT. And you can see what that leads to. It means that they are flying blind. They are, admittedly, just in a blind 3-2 split. And look what's about to happen. What happens when you don't have info Banana? You end up getting run down by a full 5-man stack into the wrong bomb site. It's only FNX and only one. Needed more, and so only Fallen can lay down the law.
Yes, with an AWP, backed by that huge box, 7 seconds on the clock. They can't fight him, they have to plant instead, and they're gonna be able to. He's still here, and they just ignore him the whole time. Bolts with the spray, big double, and Cold coming in. He tried to wipe them out, but it's not gonna be quick enough. M4 will take him down, and it's a very, very tight round. Defending on his own. I've got to say as well, FNX holding that, the HE slows them down, so you can even take the fight at all. I think it was a FAMAS that he had, so not the best weapon to stop that army coming through, but all in all, very, very close round, but it goes the way of Imperial.
We can recap how that happened. I think FNX, yeah, this is what you were talking about, does well with the FAMAS on nade combo, but it's actually Bolt's double that perhaps we didn't quite get to catch on stream, but an impressive and impactful one from Bolt. Claws back a 7th. They can still win this defensive half, albeit by a small margin.
Yeah, they have a way to get there.
I'd consider that necessary, certainly. Still, we're going to be getting to see Try on that T-side AWP of Ancient. It's not the most exciting of roles. I'll be intrigued to see how he plies or tries to find a pick.
I feel like usually that's involving tricks where you boost up and you try to look over smokes, and it feels like it's way more based on that. Dumau, did he just run the whole way here with a Molotov in hand? Is he out of his mind?
Especially considering how often Fur has been frequenting a quick peek.
That's actually so crazy.
There's a lot of nade exchanges early. Looks like the battle's been taken to a much close quarters, if fair. As the flames fade, a good flash forces Fur back. So this is the deviation from the norm is that dumau's here too, right? Normally he's that A-lurk. This time it seems intent implies 4 towards B early. Bomb there as well. It's just Taco housekeeping mid.
And let's see, yeah, flash in to set up for dumau to come join him. So now they got 2 angles on that mid position, and they haven't seen or felt or even heard anyone in middle. This is gonna be a little bit weird for the 00Nation side. Here's that boost up.
I don't think he saw the shadow, so Try's position is not yet been spoiled, but they are avoiding that long side like the plague. Nice flash, and you can see now Vinny knows, and the entirety of Imperial do too. The smokes affirm that. Taco is going walkabouts, Anders, and it is a bit spicy. He might go through the grey screen, baited in by his teammates' bullets. FNX responsible. Jakey on the 1s and 2s catching it all.
The problem is if they don't win this fight, they have to go B, and that's stacked. If they win this fight, they can change it and run A, but they have no time at all on the clock. He swings and takes down FNX. Now there is an opening. 18 seconds on the clock, Alex.
Yeah, and Fallen's going to have to do it again. Oh, one and done. Look how quick that was. A flash of flesh. And an AWP exchange. We get a bomb plan this time again with 10 seconds on the clock. They really do use every second given to them, don't they? Here on that T side.
I almost guarantee that if FNX wins the fight against Taco there, then they're going to instead have to run into the B bomb site, which is pretty heavily stacked, and that just won't be easy. They're going to, yeah, they're definitely already back at 7-7, tying up the scoreline. Question is really only if they can get everything out of this one, but they should have enough cash regardless on the T side. So this is a very impressive first half, I've got to say, for 00Nation. They played it so well. You could see how much they're trying to put pressure and how late they're taking these decisions late, but they're not doing nothing with their time before that. They're really using the time well. Some teams we see, sometimes will hang around for a long time.
Don't mince your words, Anders. What would you like to say?
Some teams, Alex.
Some teams, okay.
You know, you fill in the blanks.
This is the fight you were talking about. It would have changed the entire round. Yeah, definitely. And this trade from Try as well. I mean, let's look at the clock. 13 seconds. If Fallen's alive and still a problem, we saw him take that pot shot on the plant last time. He'd have many other opportunities to have another go.
I mean, if Try doesn't, as you said, flashed in there to get the kill, I'm not even sure. They have to basically do what they did last time, ignore Fallen and run.
Yeah, different look again, Anders. And Taco's going to try and sell it. He's going to try and sell these B defenders up the river.
Sold.
And perhaps it is. Yeah, the signpost is in the garden, and especially now, Taco's taken down Vinny. Smoke on the site. Bolt rotates over. That A site is naked.
There is nobody here. FNX is the closest player by inside of Donut. Now they hear Taco running back, but that's not information they can use for anything right now. They need to find a way to get here and put on a really impressive retake. Bolts is already out of it. FNX, you might have to be the hero.
Yeah, good luck. He's using the HE to advance, clear his corners. This could go messy, and it's coldzera to stand strong. Fur needs to trade, and will. And a second denied. coldzera takes down his former teammate, Fallen in a 1v3 for that last round. The bomb yet plenty. Base the shot, finds coldzera. Fallen on the rifle for one. As Try and 00Nation emerge victorious. A very competitive half, and they win on the T side. That's impressive. And I think those water bottles hopefully have some motivation, because these boys from Imperial already could be in dire straits if that pistol goes the way of the 00Nation.
Cobblestone will be the first map. T-side start for SK Gaming. Ladies and gentlemen, the grand final. Cloud9 versus SK Gaming. Let's make some noise! CZ's armor smokes, and they're so deadly with this weaponry.
Back in 2017, SK Gaming was one of the dominant forces on the global Counter-Strike scene, and part of that success was possible thanks to coldzera. Deemed the best player in the world both in 2016 and 2017, this Brazilian star shined bright in the Lanxess Arena. His team made it all the way to the Cologne Grand Final, where they had to face their North American rivals, Cloud9. Everyone knew just how high the stakes truly were. However, SK asserted their dominance almost immediately, and it was the legend himself who led the charge, which soon paved the way to a decisive victory.
Skadoodle has to go close range here with his MP7. Okay, Fallen somehow takes him down. I thought that was a guaranteed frag.
And Shroud gets the two that want to split through. Connector covering off drop. It's a good hold. This coldzera is the only one to get a kill back. It's on Stewie. Cold's just fighting at this point to try and salvage the round. There's no way Plant is in mind. It's all about kills. It's a 1 versus 2. Doesn't really have the range on the CZ. Has the accuracy. Oh, he gets off with coldzera. What a way to start off.
The battle for Brazil returns. They've cut the first half right down the middle, 8-7, and it couldn't get any better. We're on Ancient. I gotta say, it feels like 00Nation get away with a lot in that first half. We'll have to see if Imperial have the same kind of power coming into the T side. It's coming right up.
No, I agree, Anders. I think this is actually, it does hinge on if Imperial can cut the mustard with their T-side, because it feels the mustard is sincerely cut. I don't know who's cutting mustard or how we're cutting mustard or where the expression comes from, but it requires Imperial to look hot here on that pistol. So you can see there's game plans already. FNX responsible for the bomb and the whole squad's there. Latto and dumau both equipped with those Julies, a perfect weapon for Jules like that. They are slipping through mid, Taco still smoked and sliding into Donut. It's a quick rotate out of Taco, 2 here to defend, keeping them guessing. Hot on the heels now on the rotate as well. Taco lets him have it. Fallen's put bullet into Cold's dome and he's not done. He's already doing a lot of damage to the unarmored Taco.
First, been outside of the B-bomb side forever. This is around the world strategy. They just wanted to run and show they were outside of B, and then they go straight to middle, which was already smoked up from the start. FNX taking a fight with the Glock here, and that bomb is already quickly planted here. It's Taco to go down next, taking the fight, and FNX, he's battling everybody. Amazing triple right now. Latto on his own in a 1 versus 3, swinging with the dualies, but he just doesn't have the stopping power. Bolts will drop him, and that is a very important round, opening the second half for Imperial.
Yeah, I mean, crucial. That is going to mean a hell of a lot to Imperial, not only quickly tying things up to 8-8, but...
The start of this round threw a smoke from T-spawn to top mid, and then 4 of them run over, and they just run straight into them. They have no... You could even see they spotted the dualies there in Jaguar. They have no intention of stopping. They just want to kind of show it, and they wanted to leave Fur, and the only thing that would have been better, they were expecting people to come running up after them. That's why Fur is there. They wanted someone to chase them down. Nobody did, but still won the round.
CT force buy. Pistols, Kevlar, smattering of smokes. Main villain here for Imperial, not only the Deagles, but also time. If they do fanny about, they could get caught out by those smoke grenades late. Nade looks dead on the money. Yeah, Latto swallows 40 damage to start off proceedings. Look at that line, offensive line, going to start progressing and crawling up this map.
Scary map, this one, to play in these anti-ecos, right? Because of the 5.7 P250 deals, like at any range, you don't really know. Up close could do so much damage.
This is a little cheeky smoke dumau's lined up. He was deliberately lining it up like so he can just play on the precipice, and he's got a little line towards this box player. He's got a hip and a headshot into Vinny. Look at that! The angle bolt solves it, but you can see how many opportunities it presented him.
And if you've never seen that before, that smoke goes up, maybe you're suspicious, but you don't really know. That's worth keeping in mind if you're going to be playing this map, because it's definitely going to be revisited once again. He could have absolutely had the second headshot, and that would have been a very interesting round all of a sudden. 4-4 though, 35 seconds on the clock, and they're going to make their move to this B-bomb site. 3 people here defending with no utility to try and stop, so this is going to be just pure, clean pistol mechanics.
See how many clicks he can get. Latto's looking a bit horny. He fancies his chances early. Oh my god, off the flash one. Try, asleep at the wheel, still finds a headshot on the way back. Oh no, he's killed his teammate, and they win it on the Deagles, hoovering up all the goodies. Anders, that's 2 AKs, a Galil, and a round. That's a deal. I would bite your arm off for that.
Hell yes. And the swing, so this is a T-flash that's coming over, and the timing for Latto to take that first peek is just incredible. They're all turned behind the flash that they themselves threw, and they get, well, at least one of them wiped out. That slows it down. So awkward there for the Imperial side, 9-8. And that is super devastating. 4 Tech 9s. Once the grenades go away, you have to assume that this is going to be a contact play and just go hard at the bomb site. Well, might even not wait for it. They might just go right now.
Yeah, I mean, you haven't got much more to go for other than your numbers and that smoke. Flashbangs from Fallen. Try. Blind. Tucked in. Very vulnerable. Oh my god, 2 opportunities. Vinny, he can win this round, bring it back. He has to chase down Try. And try as he might, he's still alive with that Deagle. 2 for the good, and only 1 remains. Imperial, they try to throw their bodies into that B-bomb site, and Bolts has been thrown into a near impossible scenario, especially now. Reveals himself, bombs in CT hands, and with 60 seconds, but only a sidearm, his chances are numbered. And so are his days. 30, make it 27 points of health.
I cannot believe that they held the bomb site the way that they did. That looked like, especially when they get the first kill that fast, the second player on there, which tries, battling around, it did not look like he had any chance at all of defending it when they're running around like that with the Tech 9. But the rest of the team for Imperial, I don't know where they went. It feels like there wasn't a real follow-up. When the first Tech 9 player is on there, you get an instant knockout kill. You should be able to swarm the bomb site right away.
Let's compare that to what we saw in the first half.
Yeah,
00Nation. Remember, the molly pops perfectly, forces them off.
And they push deep.
Right, immediately. Before they're even planting, they drop the bomb and keep pushing. All right, well, we are into what most would consider to be a gimme round. Should just be that 11th inscribed next to 00Nation's name.
Yeah, pushing out and taking control outside. And you're right, this is a free round, but I still really want to see every team in this tournament treat these rounds with respect, because it might just be a P250 or 2 in play. But again, over the long course of a map, if you start to screw this up,
that's two team kills, lads. Can't be having that in this domestic bout. I mean, the smallest margins will separate you, and you are so closely matched. And speaking of this match, I wonder if we can recant the full veto. I know Mirage was a third. It was Overpass as a second. There's memory. Wow, I'm proud of myself. I impressed myself. Overpass 2, Mirage 3.
Pretty good constellation of maps, I've got to say. Especially maybe with Mirage as the ending one. That could get interesting. That could be fun.
Yeah, I mean, especially if Imperial can win their Overpass, which we saw at the Major. They've got some resilience on that map.
Try and dumau at 16 and 17 kills. That seems like that is the spearhead for the 00Nation side at the moment, doing most of the work.
FNX versus coldzera in 2022. Here it comes. Oh, I love the elevation from FNX, chasing him down. Cold does just round the corner in time.
But kind of hard for him to find a position to play in. Go to Donut, but again, that gets Molotov and naded a little bit more easily. Oh, nice fight. Vinny had a really interesting off angle. Dumau in the middle to take down Fur, and just like that, from a little bit of pressure at the beginning on Cold to a 5 versus 3 favoring 00Nation, and there's no money left on the Imperial side. If they lose this round, again, Dumau with the same trick, you pointed it out earlier, and it's back again.
I haven't seen it before. He's using it so well. You can see it just gives him some freedom. Now, FNX, oh, did he see it? No, he uses it so well. Dumau smoke. New meta confirmed. 3 kills. That's cheeky.
The act of pushing through it when it's almost evaporating as well, you can see that FNX had no idea that was happening.
Like, if I was kind of, watching, if I saw it once and was trying to break down the counter, what FNX was doing was kind of the counter. You walk in on the gap, you have sight, but Dumau has answers. Really, really well handled. And first came the Mopoz smoke, now the Dumau smoke. 12-8 the score reads, and as prophesized, as forecast, it hasn't been looking as comparable in terms of that T-side potency. I really do feel Imperial are being left a little high and dry now. And as you highlighted, the finance is bleak. We are going to have to almost accept not only the eco defeat, but I mean, what? 3, 4, okay, 5 Kevlar vests, little late out of spawn there, and some Deagles and some Tech 9s. They need a plan here, Anders. They would love to see that bomb go down. Couple of rifles, couple of picks on these Deags. Otherwise, 00Nation going to be really within that touching distance of closing out their map pick.
Look at how far back they're playing on the CT side. Apart from Dumau, who is still, pretty safe up here, they're kind of guess the economy, so they don't want to give any rifles away early on. They're not out hunting in those A hallways. They're saying, yeah, you can try and get a bomb site, but we're gonna take a lot of people down before you can get the bomb plant down. And then even if you get it, it's cool. We're all right with that. We just don't want to be losing this round to something crazy. Battle in the middle here for Dumau, a little bit awkward, and Fallen, he'll find that running Tech 9 shot, but yeah, the rest of them will get taken down. Try with a double in the middle, and just like that, 13-8. That's a pretty good lead that's being built here for 00Nation.
Yeah, by the looks of coldzera's desk, he's really enjoying this ancient game.
Yeah?
Yeah, lots and lots of fun has been had. But we are getting ready to get into round 22, and this is going to be one of the few opportunities remaining for Imperial to just, give us a statement of intent for this map. Otherwise, it does look like we'll be talking about Overpass and Imperial's opportunity to reverse sweep into Mirage. Smoke quick into mid, but we're not seeing those infinity mollies from Imperial. You can see the freedom for Dumau to just sit by his signpost and hold and report back to the squad. Look at this, complete free roam. He has middle alone, and he doesn't really have sweat on the brow either.
Fallen's holding that flashbang in T-spawn.
Yeah, he's going to try and help Bolts get out, but it seems he's doing the dance right now. Bolts does nothing off of Fallen's flash due to a bit of a miscomm. He was still blind as that was released by the leader. So into a 5-5 spread. Not a single drop of blood shed. Slam poetry here.
Well done.
Thank you.
Look at that forward smoke from Cold, basically towards T spawn, and they're actually just going to respect it. They don't, at least for the minute, that they don't want anything to do with it.
Can we look at Latto? What was he pre-aiming there? Okay, he was just, was it the boost, a little edgy, naughty boost?
Yeah,
but
I think it was. Worried about
yeah.
that.
Thanks, gang.
Nice timing, but they come through. Vinny not respecting the smoke. That's a play. Huge amount of pressure there onto Taco, and he can't stand up to it. 4 versus 5. And that play will open up a lot here. In the middle, hanging around dumau. He's hearing them running around, but it doesn't even matter. That B defense is wiped out. I don't know if you want to keep pushing this for. Just take a deep breath right now. 2 on 5, but definitely don't be running through the smoke.
Yeah, and Cold is in no rush. He's already made his decision. Even though Latto's kill through the smoke might have given you a little sign of encouragement, he's already made the decision to keep this conservative. Anything on the way out's, you know, gravy, considering Imperial having to take 2 half buys back to back in order to convert here the 9th. And Cold might get another one here. Just the tip of the head. It's a hard shot, and Bolt's better. So just Latto.
I feel like the meta for these kind of, especially on this map, because the choke points are so brutal, I mean, probably more so than on any other map. Running through the smoke like that, if you sense that you have the timing, you're not really thinking about it, because I don't think there's time to think, you know? You have to just, you feel, all right, I can just beat it. If Vinny doesn't do that, then they don't have the opening at all the way that they did here. So huge plays coming out, just able to claim the bomb site, and they are about to get swept out of this map. So if they don't win around like this one, they don't have a lot left. So 9-13, trying to hold on to it still is Imperial.
And if you kind of review where that came from, where that extra, you know, je ne sais quoi was, it was Vinny pushing a smoke on his own volition. 4 of them at 13 kills on the Imperial side. I hope there's no superstitious Brazilians out there, because that does not look good for those. Fearful, oh, Fallen flops, going hyper aggressive, and Latto just laughing at him, puts a bullet in the head of the leader, and that was an AWP, I believe. He really did just throw a lot of cash down the drain in the first 10 seconds. Imperial now walking with a limp early in a must-win round. Is it going to be Vinny again? Not this time.
Latto not interested. Going to be smoking it up afterwards. Fur again with an opening here to beat the smoke. Yeah, sticking around and taking him down. So 4 versus 3. They're all grouped up outside of the B bomb site. And on the other side, Cold is alone, and he's kind of close enough that he can hear them running. He's going to have to rely on that.
Good catch on the repositioning of that AWP. They've thrown it around, hoping that it's out of reach of the CT's outer cave.
They want a mistake, but they're not getting one. Nobody from the 00Nation side is showing any lack of discipline. They're staying put. They're not going to move. Molotov, that's going to put some pressure, though, on dumau.
Yeah, he's actually responded with a flame of his own. And that's kept them at bay. Forces a smoke out, and here they come. Oh, just sticking out like sore thumbs. Another body drop this time by Taco. Still holding their crossfire and actively contesting the defense. Just flattens them. Prophesized perhaps by Fallen falling so early, but 00Nation do not stutter in their response.
You asked for a contrast to the first half. Here's another one for you. Look at how many nades they had left at the end here on the 00Nation side. They had another 2 smokes behind the Molotov as well that you pointed out they threw. They had so much to work with, and that is something that we just did not see out of Imperial nearly as much when they were on the CT side. So they are really well prepared for this map at the moment. This is one of the better overall Ancients that I've seen out of a bunch of teams are struggling with this map right now, I feel like, but 00Nation looking really crisp on it.
Yeah, especially to find good T-balls. Vinny, down and out. dumau, that was all on his own. He should be dead on the way back, but the smoke will facilitate escape. Ballsy to throw bullets through. Tracer fire could have caught him, but try. Slither of one advancing up that box. So that's information, but he fires off the warning shot. They know AWP is A side. FNX has mid control through virtue of Xbox.
Swapping a couple of rifles out there. dumau jumping around the middle just to try and keep an eye on what's happening, but it looks like it's a repeat here towards it, and that's the opening. Fallen taking down his own student in Taco. Rough turn of events. Latto's going to be falling. That's 2 opening kills with almost no resistance here from the 00Nation side. So, and they might have to think about saving some of these, even though they have some cash. This is going to be tricky, although Try will take down Fur through the smoke. Didn't even see him.
Yeah, Fallen could get caught as well. Just on an odd time. You can see they are still posturing for this off the flash. Oh, Fallen could go down. He doesn't see him. He's double scoped. It's hanging in the balance. Fallen down next. It's up to boltz and FNX. Now the bomb ticks in their favor, but now the numbers lean to 00Nation for that 15th. FNX catches the first on the cross. Nice response in the cross. Try in the one-on-one. It's light on time. One more shot on the bolt. FNX has clutched up. Runs him down, and it will be 10. That another one where they just evade certain defeat.
That went on for so long with Fallen. First flashed, then dumau didn't even see him on the first go-around, and still, somehow, they managed to win this round. Imperial, this is so scary. Yeah, I thought maybe this was going to be an early save until Try shows up and just takes that shot right through, and that gives them the confidence to go for it, and they very nearly did it as well. 14-10, and moving into round number 25. boltz putting out the Molotov, waiting just to be sure. Anyone going to push on the other side? He's got Vinny over with the AWP, taking a battle up close. boltz, that should have been a one fight, but dumau with the M4 able to drop him. So mid-control still retained for 00Nation. And this is all of their cash put into this round here, Alex. They don't have any money left on that CT side.
Yeah, and latto's definitely been doing his homework. I mean, finding these wallbangs, watching Rain do it as well. He's one of those people who's just geeked it out, spent a couple of days. Shadow might betray here. As Vinny equipped with that AWP, you can see he's cautious with that barrel as well. Thinks better of it.
He wanted to, just a long pause there. Not sure if he was going to go for it. There's no money either on the T side, I just noticed. So, I mean, this is 14 rounds on 00Nation. They could almost cruise their way into a map victory if it keeps going like this. They're actually in a lot of trouble here. 3 versus 5, trying to open him through the smoke. Taco taking down FNX, and now it's a 5 versus 2. And there's no entry into this bomb site. They already have 3 people. They're flanking from the middle. dumau is already on it. More kills, wall bangs, smokes. They've got it all. Fallen is going to go down to Taco, and it's a 15-10 scoreline.
Yeah, truly. I think latto didn't see a single one of his kills there. One's a wallbang, one's clean through smoke. So he's definitely feeling himself. And I do think, though they are experienced, I wouldn't say they're greatly experienced, these newer additions to 00Nation. So showing up at a big tournament, a lot of pressure. You know that the teammates you want to impress really want to win. And so just proving to yourself, okay, I'm here. I'm playing my game. I'm hitting my shots. I'm hitting some nonsense ones through walls and smokes as well. It is going to put them in a really good frame of mind. And quite the contrast in terms of frame of mind. You've got Peacemaker, but he's not moving his mouth at all. I think this is Fallen's time. 30 seconds, in-game leader Fallen makes his final decree.
Ooh, you have to come up with basically 5 calls in a row. I mean, if anyone could do it, it might be Fallen, but what a task, and you don't have anything to work with.
Well, that's what's interesting. They do. In terms of nades, it seems like whatever that timeout indicated, it was a priority on utility. We're not looking for firepower, we need nades. And whether that's to pull these CTs around or just to simply flatten and execute, we're about to find out. And off the break, we can see a division of resources, more of a default spread. Double molly, hard to contest. The extinguish achieves nothing.
Yeah, you won't be able to swing behind that. No way are you getting through that one. You give up on the mid-control, start to group up outside of B, and it might just be quick and simple and brutal.
That's how I like it.
Well, you're not alone, Alex. B defense with 2 people. Now, those run-and-gun Tech-9s and the Galils, they'll wipe you out like this. We've already seen it once. They had a round where Vinny was the opening kill, and they almost could have had it. Molotov in the corner. Try, he is in trouble with this AWP. Oh, no!
Oh,
he almost
he's
had
alive.
him in the smoke, but he is still alive. What is
going
on? Nobody knows where anybody is. latto finally goes down. It's Vinny with the kill. Taco on the return, but they've somehow got themselves into a winning position.
Yeah, I think very much so. dumau would have to be a hero. 1 a second could be that red Cade caught on the switch, and now a 1v2. Catch your breath, screw your head on. This is a round of Counter-Strike, albeit it does look like a bare knuckle brawl. Fallen makes it 11, and off the back of a timeout, Anders, they live on. They live on. 11 next to Imperial's name. Just need 4 more of those.
I actually need a drone shot of how many smokes, and like, there's so much.
There you go.
Look at what's...
So latto was in the corner. Does he move? No. I think boltz just straight up stopped shooting.
Yeah.
And then latto walks through. boltz loses him again. Look at this.
He makes it all the way out almost. There's like a This is basically a tunnel of smoke that he's just running through to try and escape.
every gap in between the smokes, someone averts their gaze. I mean, that's madness. All right, well, 1 of the 5, and it's an eco, so call it 2.
Yeah, and that
He says with bated breath, but call it 2.
Well, look at who's. I mean, FNX is making sure they can't do this.
If they clear this, if they are rounding this corner, staring at... Okay, he's going to actively contest, and they do get the info, and he's going to be screaming, go B, and they will not need to. In fact, it's a quick and easy 12th round secure. We do see the CTs actually, yeah, left wanting in the finance department. Still managed to equip Try with his big green, but it's going to be...
But it's grenades.
I think, okay, we've taken the alarm bell out of the box now. We're not ringing it, but it's like it's out of the box. If this goes south, perhaps I'll put it in my hand.
The lack of nades here is really, I think, what's a little bit scary for them. It's not a huge lack, but it is some. And at the end of, last 20 seconds of a round, that's where that's going to maybe come in. They're trying to go aggressive outside of the V-bomb side again on the CZ side. They want to win this right now. Oh, stacked up in the corner and slaughtered. Dumau and Latto, each a kill. Bolts will get one of them through, but that is a huge opening. 00Nation, they just need 3 more kills, and they win this opening map.
I mean, a 3v5. They got double opening kill in pursuit of glory on their map pick here. 00Nation, this should be yours now. You've got a bit of a firm grasp on the rope. Now you just need to tug. Try, responsible for A. Oh, woof, just a jiggle, and both go down to the AWP of Try. That is spicy and Fallen.
And that's a change up too. Try's been playing all over the place, but it's been Cold who's been anchoring that bomb site. So when they go for that peak, they're not expecting to run into the AWP right away. Fallen alone, 1 versus 4. Essentially an impossible round to win this one. Now he has 50 seconds, but this is such a long road.
I've seen Fallen in impossible rounds before, Anders, and it starts with 1 and ends there 2. There you go. 16 to 12. 00Nation. Smiles on their faces. The first step in this domestic bout is taken, and it is by the new boys on the block. Shoes on, team talk time, and we'll be hearing back from the desk before we head over to Overpass.
Machine. Cold, I want to get a few thoughts on the map video coming into things. Were you surprised that we saw Imperial actually letting you go through and picking intuition?
Yeah, during the preparation, we thought they could veto Vertigo.